What's going on, everyone? This is your boy Sandals here. Welcome to my channel. Today I got a video for you about the top 10 characters I want to see in Street Fighter 6. Now, just a little background about me. I've been playing fighting games since 2015. That's when I started playing them and knowing what I'm doing. I played fighting games all my life, but it wasn't until the end of Ultra 4 where I decided to Google how to get better at Street Fighter, and then I've learned of the world of tournaments and competitive scene. And you know, with Street Fighter 6 about 2 weeks out from this recording, I just wanted to share my top 10 picks of characters I want to see get added to the game over time. But without further ado, let's get straight into the list. So at number 10, I've got Dudley. Now, Dudley was not a character I played personally, although I enjoyed watching Smug play him. Shout out to Smug. You know, he's a classic character, the gentleman boxer, and I think it would be interesting to see how he interacts with Street Fighter 6's system mechanics, considering the fact that he never had access to an alpha counter because he wasn't in that kind of game, and he also never had a V system. So seeing him with some sort of turn up or increase to his character power, I think would create a very interesting reiteration of Dudley, and I think Street Fighter 6 Dudley would be pretty strong. So that's just why he's number 10. At number 9, Makoto. Oh my goodness, Makoto is always fun to watch. Very, hype character to see in tournament. I feel everybody likes a good Makoto comeback. It would be interesting to see how Makoto gets translated into Street Fighter 6 as well, especially with the mechanics, again, with Drive Rush and alpha counters being at her disposal, as well as Drive Impact, right? But that's another character I would like to see power increase, a character power increase, because I believe Street Fighter 6, as we can all see, has every character being pretty much the strongest version of themselves, as they should be. So I think Makoto will translate into that very nicely. It'll be very dope to see Makoto come back, to form, and time pass, and Makoto is even more into adulthood. So I think that would be cool. Number 8, Ibuki, another schoolgirl. Ibuki is another classic character. I would be very interested to see how they translate her V skills, the Makibishi and the Palm Strike, to the new game. Also Bomb and Fuma Shuriken, they would have to make those moves. And since Street Fighter 6, again, is increasing character power and giving us back inputs, I wonder where they would assign these to, because Ibuki was not one of the characters with a small amount of inputs already in Street Fighter 5. She had a decent amount, but it would be dope to see her come back to form in general. I liked her 5 design. Despite the mask face problems, I think her schoolgirl uniform was cool and she looked nice in it, and then her alternate costumes were pretty okay. I think she would definitely look even cooler in 6, and it would just be nice to see her in that new RE engine look, Number 7, we got Sagat, or a new Muay Thai character. So with the theme of Street Fighter 6 being the new generation and people, coming up to take over the torch from the World Warriors, so to speak, I think if a new Muay Thai character came out that was still on a good alignment like Sagat, because we have Adon, who is a new Muay Thai character, but Adon is not a good alignment. He just wants to be the strongest and king of Muay Thai. He's cool, but I do think a Muay Thai character who has a good heart or a better heart would be also cool to see. That's just me personally. And if not, you can bring back Sagat if you so choose. Sagat's always sick. His Street Fighter 5 design was sick, and he'd probably be more functional and stronger on release in this game than he was in Street Fighter 5. Just my honest thoughts. Number 6, Dan Hibiki. Now Dan, classic again, and Dan always comes in with his, his funny energy. He's like fun, he's hype, he's silly, but in Street Fighter 5, they made him probably the most optimal to play that he's been. So if you continue that in 6 to where he's still on his funny stuff, but he's really able to hang and dish out hands, that would be pretty cool. I just think that would be pretty cool to see personally. Number 5, Elena. Beats in my head. Now, top 5, these are the stronger desires than the bottom 5. It's think of it like lower moons and upper moons if you watch Demon Slayer. Yeah, these top 5, these are characters I really want to see. I don't care when it is, but I really want to see them get added from the start of the lifetime to the end of the lifetime of Street Fighter 6. Number 5 is Elena, another character who I think, you can redesign her. You could also not. How she might look in that RE engine. I'm just saying. But more than that, I like her as a character, despite the hate she might receive because of how strong she was at the end of Ultra 4. I think Capoeira is a sick fighting style in general. I think that's a character that would be easy to make look really good. She'll join the roster of black women with Kimberly. That would be also cool to have 2 in the game. Personally, that's just something I would like to see. And yeah, at least her theme, I think 6 a rendition of her theme would be pretty cool, like hip hop Africa, or maybe even if they go Afro beats, if you take it in the direction of Afro beats, because Afro beats is pretty popular right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, the sky's the limit with her. So yeah, that's number 5, Elena. Number 4, Poison / Roxy. I say / Roxy because Roxy showed up in Street Fighter V story. She was a palette swap for Poison as well because they're connected characters to, you know, Mad Gear Gang. I personally played Poison as like one of my side characters in 5, so I love Poison already. I think Poison could look cool again in 6 and translate pretty well with the new system, but Roxy coming in and doing her thing would also be really cool too, as like a change up, you know, just to do something new, because she's not famous, but there's a fan base for her and it can grow if you guys put her in this game. So that would be really cool to see. But if not, I'll still take Poison as number 4. Number 3, Karin Kanzuki. Bro, that return in 5. Now, Street Fighter Alpha 2 and 3 are my favorite classic Street Fighters, and Karin is one of my favorite characters in those games. And I think what they did to her in 5 wasn't terrible. Like, I wasn't heartbroken at her, but gating the Rekkas behind the V system did feel kind of bad. And, you know, she was changed into that hit confirm character that we know her to be, you know, good neutral, crouch medium kick confirms, which is fine. But if you were to give her Rekkas back in 6, because we're no longer living in the V system age, I think she would come back super fire. She would be a little bit older too. She'd be more head of the Kanzuki family on her businesswoman, you know what I mean? I just think that's a character who, being re-unlocked after being locked behind the gate of the V system, she would come back like super dope. So that's my pick for number 3. Number 2, Sakura. I mean, this feels safe because Sakura doesn't really go missing, but I still want her, so she's number 2. I don't really care how safe it is. That's my number 2. She would probably translate better in 6. I think 5, she was a little awkward, especially on release. She stumbles a little. She's a little bit clumsy of a design, I think. You know, some of her normals are a little stubby and weird. Her most fun times being locked behind the V system, so only in V trigger do you really feel like, yeah, let's go Sakura. And then when you don't have V trigger, you're kind of playing this like basically average like Shoto girl. I think in 6, if you give her back her moveset, like DP kick for her command jump, old like plus Tatsu, like old Tatsu, Street Fighter 4 Tatsu, please, Street Fighter 4 Tatsu, Tatsu links, like real Tatsu links, new design. She'll be like even more into adulthood, probably still working at the arcade, maybe arcade manager. I think it'll be cool to see, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely number 2. Coming in at number 1, this is not popular. This is not popular at all, but I believe in this one because Capcom shows time and time again, they did not forget her. That is Ingrid. Yes, Ingrid. I am a part of the coalition of people that desperately want to see Ingrid back. Some people say like the community hates her or people hate her and there's no real reason. And you know, she's had her various significance as far as like Street Fighter Cross Tekken. They keep including her in material. Karen's outfit in Street Fighter 5, Project Cross Zone, she's an assist. So you know she exists. You acknowledge she exists. Artwork exists with her. Just put her in, dog. Just put her in. She's only had one real Street Fighter entrance, and that was PSP only Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max. That's not real. It was fun, but it's not real. You know what I mean? So if you give her a real chance, her design, I think her design works. Her design's not bad. Her design is not the problem with the character. It's literally just where she fits into the universe. Let's say, this is my personal theory craft. Let's say Street Fighter 6's story goes beyond what Shadaloo was doing to the Earth. Like you had the Black Moon Project, right? But you get more into space. Let's say they were to go more into something with space, or she had a reason for coming down here. In the same way Nakaruru had a reason to go forward in time to go to King of Fighters tournament. If she had a reason to come down to Earth for this tournament that they're setting up in Street Fighter 6, that would be super sick. I feel like she's never been in any serious, like she's never had like focus attack. She never had V system, drive impact, parry, drive reversal, drive rush, EX moves. She never even had EX moves. You know what I mean? That's just a case I'm making for her, but that's my personal number 1 desire. I really feel like Ingrid will be a super sick addition, and I would be screaming from the top of the bleachers like, yes sir, Capcom, if they actually added her. So that's my number 1. I'm gonna put some, like, I'm gonna make this the Dream Picks category. So for Dream Picks, we got another Rival Schools character, because I think Akira was a successful addition. She definitely brought Rival Schools to Street Fighter. That was cool. Now, if it is a Rival Schools character, it's most likely Batsu, but I think Zaki would be my personal pick if we could have a personal pick here. But this is Dream Picks, so it's not likely, you know, but in my headcanon, Zaki being added to Street Fighter 6 would make me go ballistic. Manat's not a dream as much as Zaki. Manat has more of a chance, but she's not on my top 10. She's just right outside of it. She's like right outside of it. But it would be nice to see Minot come back too and do some new things and be a little bit older, maybe mature more into her role a bit. I don't know how much time passes between the end of 5 and 6, but depending on that gap of years, she could be a little older and, you know, more into her role as far as being a psychic and training under Rose. Sean is another outside of the top 10, but a desired character. I think Sean being older and actually being better at Shotokan karate would be nice to see for a form of change. And also, don't do him like y'all did him in Third Strike, please. Let him be real. That would be definitely cool to see. Other than that, you know, I'm open to pretty much anybody they decide to bring back, especially if they're like good designs. I really trust this team that are designing characters this time around, and I think it's gonna be an exciting time as far as like the character anticipation and the DLC, maybe even like costumes and stages. I just think they're doing a really good job over at Capcom, and this team seems like they're showing that they're passionate about Street Fighter. And if you're showing me passion, I have something to be excited for, you know what I'm saying? So that wraps up my list. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, because I'm going to be uploading content, and share your thoughts below on who you want to see in Street Fighter. You know, let's talk about it, you know what I mean? Like, it's good to get discussions going about these games, especially with the flood of people coming in now, because boy, we're about to be in a boom the way these fighting games are going. So, you know, definitely share your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.